In my previous videos, we've explored the members of the sauropsids, so the crocodiles, the lizards, the tuataras, the birds, and the turtles. In this video, we're going to explain the other clade within the amniotes, the synapsids. This is the clade which encompasses all mammals. To give a little bit of context, amniotes are tetrapod vertebrate animals belonging to the clade Amniota. Amniotes evolved from amphibious stem tetrapod ancestors around the Carboniferous period, so around 340 to 350 million years ago. This clade is different in that amniotes have thicker and keratinized skin, which they typically can't breathe through. They have coastal respiration, meaning they breathe by expanding and contracting the rib cage. They have ankle bones, and they don't have gills. And amniotes have terrestrially adapted eggs with protective membranes, allowing them to lay eggs on land. The first mammal-like forms first appeared in the fossil record in the late Triassic period, so about 225 million years ago. These were the morganodontids, tiny shrew-sized creatures. For the next 145 million years, dinosaurs reigned over the land, ensuring mammals only stayed in, cat-sized dimensions. But then came the Chicxulub asteroid. This asteroid hit our planet around 66 million years ago, nearly devastating all life on Earth. Dinosaurs couldn't sustain themselves. With a lack of dinosaurs, our mammalian ancestors' biodiversity skyrocketed. So, interesting fact about mammalians, mammalian hair evolved from pre-existing structures in the skin, potentially from scales or other skin appendages. The earliest evidence of hair comes from mammal-like reptiles called therapsids, who may have had sensory hairs like whiskers that later evolved into more extensive fur. It is believed that mammals mainly evolved hair for thermoregulation, allowing them to keep a stable body temperature in a variety of environments. Hair also played an incredibly important role in early nocturnal mammalians, keeping them warm at night. All extant mammals have hair, although some might be dramatically reduced, such as in the hippopotamuses and the whales' case. Now, interestingly enough, it is believed by scientists that mammary glands evolved from sweat glands at the base of hairs. Both mammary and sweat glands produce salts, proteins, and water, substances essential for newborn survival. The platypus actually gives us much insight into the primitive mammary glands. These animals do not have nipples. Instead, they have areas where milk ducts intersect and release milk onto hairs. The nipples are believed to have evolved with marsupials, allowing the newborn something to grasp as the mother moves around. There are approximately 6,640 mammal species, which encompass 27 orders. The most basal group, or the first one to break off, is the Monotremata. This includes the platypus and the echidnas. These are different than most mammalians due to the fact that they lay eggs. The platypus is endemic to eastern Australia. It is one of the few venomous mammals. The male platypus have a spur on their hind foot which delivers potent venom. These animals have electrolocation, meaning they track down their prey in murky water via electromagnetic fields. Echidnas live in Australia and New Guinea. The males form something called echidna train. This is when they follow the females for days on end waiting to get an opportunity to mate. Male echidnas also have a very rare reproductive structure. They possess 4 penis heads, although only 2 of them are functional during mating. The next clade to diverge is the marsupials. Marsupials are born in a relatively underdeveloped state, and then are nurtured within the pouch on the mother's abdomen. The short gestation period minimizes the risk of the mother's immune system seeing the embryo as a foreign invader. The first family to diverge is the Posse tuberculata, which contains 7 species of shrew opossums. These marsupials are native to the Andes Mountains of South America. The opossums of the Didelphimorphia are endemic to the Americas. The Virginia opossum is the only native marsupial in all of North America. This clade comprises of 126 species. Most of these species have prehensile tails, meaning it acts as a limb. Now, you probably think of possums as the creature that plays dead. This is actually an involuntary action. They do not do this consciously. It's rather like fainting. Opossums have also evolved to eat venomous snakes, so they have a protein in their blood which can break down the venom. The Mycobipharia encompasses the Montio del Monte, a small marsupial with a prehensile tail. This species is nocturnal and arboreal. It lives in the thickets of bamboo in the Valdivian temperate forests of the southern Andes. The rest of the marsupials from this point forward inhabit Australia and New Guinea. The Nordic today comprises of the marsupial moles. These marsupials fill the same ecological niche of the talpid or true moles from North America and Eurasia. Therefore, they look very alike but are not closely related. These moles use their forearms and elongated claws to scratch in a peristagil-like motion instead of the lateral scratch of the talpid moles. Diprotodontia, which can roughly be translated to 2 front teeth, is the largest extant order of marsupials, with about 155 extant species. This group includes the kangaroos, wallabies, possums, koalas, wombats, and more. They're known for having 2 large incisors on their lower jaw, and have fused second and third toes on their hind feet. Koalas are known for eating eucalyptus leaves. This is primarily because they are a readily available source, and they provide a lot of hydration. This plant is typically fatal for consumers, but koalas have special liver enzymes and symbiotic gut bacteria to help them break down poisonous compounds. I don't know if you know this, but kangaroos are buff, like gym rat type buff. Kangaroos have strong legs, which allow them to jump nearly 30 feet. As well as a very muscular physique for establishing dominance. The male kangaroo will grab another male with its strong arms and take out the other male's organs with their hind claws. It's quite brutal. During the Pleistocene epoch, or Ice Age, animals tend to be larger. This could be attributed to Bergman's rule, which states that animals with larger body mass retain heat more efficiently. So during this period, there was an incredibly large marsupial named the Diprotodon. This was closely related to a wombat or a koala, and it exceeded 10 feet and 3 tons. The bandicoots and the bilbies of the Paramelamorphia are known for their unique appearance, with long snouts, large ears, and short legs. Most species are nocturnal, relying on their excellent hearing and night vision. Dasyuromorpha includes most of the carnivorous marsupials. This order contains 4 families. 1 family including the extant nunbat, 2 families including extinct animals, and the last family including 73 extant species. So now we move on to the Placentalia. These include the placental mammals. So these animals are different than the monotremes and the marsupials in the fact that they keep their fetus in the uterus for a much longer period of time, so the animal is birthed at a later state of development. This name is a little bit misleading due to the fact that marsupials nourish their fetuses with placenta just for a much briefer period of time. This group diverges into 2 lineages. We'll start with the Atlantogenata. The Atlantogenata separates into 2 separate clades. The first of the 2 families is the Cingulata, or the armadillos. There are 21 species that are all native to the Americas. Armadillos have dorsal armor that is formed by osteoderms. This is plates of dermal bone covered in cartilaginous scutes, so like turtles. The armor level of armadillos greatly varies. For example, the pink fairy armadillo looks more like nigiri than an actual animal. On the other hand, armadillos of the genus Toloputes have large armor, and they frequently roll up into balls. Pelosa includes the sloths and anteaters of Central and South America. Sloths are some of the slowest mammals, moving only 0.17 miles per hour on land. Sloths have an incredibly slow metabolism. It takes up to 30 days for them to digest a leaf, and their fur harbors algae, aiding in their camouflage. From here, the next lineages diverge into 2 clades again. The hyraxes of the Hyraclodia are small herbivores. Almost all hyraxes are limited to Africa. The exception is the rock hyrax, which is also found in parts of the Middle East. Hyraxes have pads on the bottom of their feet, which are moist and rubbery, allowing them to adhere to rocky surfaces. The pads can retract in the center, allowing for a suction effect, which aids in climbing. Young hyraxes actually consume their parents' feces. This is so they can acquire the necessary bacteria to digest plant matter. Another strange feature about the hyrax is that they've either retained or redeveloped several primitive mammalian characteristics. For example, they have very poor internal thermal regulation. Every morning, hyraxes spend a few hours sunbathing. They are said to be inactive for about 95% of the time. The Sirenia includes the fully aquatic herbivorous manatees. These animals inhabit swamps, rivers, estuaries, marine wetlands, and coastal marine waters. Manatees have vibrissae, or sensory hairs, all over their body, especially on their face, which allow them to sense changes in water currents and just detect their environment. The Proboscidea includes the elephants, which are native to sub-Saharan Africa, as well as Southeast and South Asia. Elephants have many cool features. For example, their tusks, which are derived from their incisor teeth, serve as both weapons and as tools for moving objects and digging. Their large ear flaps assist in maintaining a constant body temperature, as well as communication. They also have a prehensile trunk, which allows them to grab things. Elephants have a fission-fusion society, in which multiple family groups come together to socialize. Elephants possess a very large brain with a high number of neurons. They have been known to categorize humans by threat level, and they can recognize us by voice. They also display grief and empathy, as well as complex social behaviors, such as mourning the death of family members. The aardvarks of the Oroctauropodidae are nocturnal mammals native to Africa. Aardvarks have long, sticky tongues, which can reach lengths of over 12 inches. They are basically the same thing as anteaters due to convergent evolution. The Macroscelidia consists of the elephant shrews, small insectivorous mammals which are native to Africa. These little guys can run up to 18 miles per hour. The Afrosauricida contains the golden moles of southern Africa, the otter shrews of equatorial Africa, and the T-rex of Madagascar. Golden moles use vibrations to sense their prey, due to their vestigial eyes, while some tenrecs use stridulation, so producing a sound while rubbing their body parts together for communication and defense. Now that just leaves another large clade, the Burioeutheria, which we will explore in our next video.